This is Jill Scott.
Hey, this is Jennifer Hudson.
Yo, what's up? This is Robin Thicke.
This is Rasan Patterson.
This is Lettuce.
Welcome to this edition of the Artist Lounge with Tina Marie.
Friday nights was music night at the house, and because I had 4 other brothers and sisters, everybody was into something different. My oldest brother loved the San Francisco stuff like Sly and the Family Stone and Hendrix, and my sister Suzanne loved the Motown sound, so that's how I heard my first Temps records and Supremes and the Miracles and stuff. And my other sister listened to pop music. My father's favorite singer was Ella Fitzgerald, so there was great jazz, Sarah Vaughan, who's my all-time favorite. And I heard my first Billie Holiday records in my house, and Tony Bennett, and just incredible music on Friday nights. And we would all bring our records, whatever we liked, and play them on Fridays and dance around and sing. And I loved all kinds of music. I play guitar, piano, and percussion. Play a little bass, but not that good. But I've written bass lines, like I wrote I Need Your Lovin' on the bass. So. I really liked the male vocal groups of the 70s, and I got a lot of my vocal styling from that music. Groups like the Dells and the Dramatics are my all-time favorite. The Dramatics and the Miracles and the Moments are like my 3. You know, I loved a lot of the stuff out of Philly, like Brenda and the Tabulations. The sisters would, ask me, sing that Brenda and the Tabulations song, and I'd sing it right on my, it was right on the tip of my tongue. Of course, I love the Motown sound. That was the first music that I heard, the first R&B that I just adored. And then later on, I really loved these stuff out of Chicago, The Emotions and Shaka, Earth, Wind and Fire, Curtis Mayfield, Minnie Riperton. I liked a lot of the artists that came out of Chicago. A lot of times in relationships for me, it's hard for me to find that right person because sometimes people get caught up in the Tina Marie that they think that they know on the music and on the in the records. People know a lot about me through the music, but you don't really know who I am. Last date I went on, the guy was like doing an interview on me. It was obnoxious, to the point where he was like asking me questions like, "What were you thinking about when you wrote Dear Lover?" And I was like, "Oh my God, this is horrible." And finally, I just told him, I was like, "You know what?" I said, "There's really a whole lot more to me than the music." You were dressed to the night. Fell in love with your vibe. My daughter saved my life, I think. I don't know what I would be doing if I hadn't had my daughter. My daughter grounded me. She grounded me to the earth, and she was born on Christmas Day. I saw that as a direct gift from God. I wanted to take a break and be hands-on in my daughter's life. I didn't want a nanny to raise her. So for a while, I just was at home, bonding with her. And it really is a good thing because my daughter's going into the music business, and so she's always been around it, and she really, really handles herself well. I don't have to worry about her too much. She's very, very grown up and very, very conscious about business, much more than I was when I was young, because I would have sat on the pier and sang for nickels, Being a young woman producing and writing and arranging her own music in the music business, it was very, very natural. I was very lucky to have some amazing people around me, being on Motown, walking down the hallway, Smokey Robinson's coming around the corner, Lionel Richie's coming around the other corner, Diana Ross is still in the building, Jackson 5 is just, right when I got there, they were still there, it was, everybody was just so, it was competitive, but everybody loved each other so much that, we just lifted each other up. And Mr. Gordy was he's the most amazing person that I've ever met in my life. And I love him so much. And he just inspired me to do my own stuff. Rick too, I met Rick at Motown in the hallway, I was in Stevie Wonder's office playing his piano, writing a song, and Rick poked his head in, and we just started talking. We were just kicking it, and my manager, Wendy Martin, had told him about me, and at that time he was supposed to produce Diana Ross, and Sucker for Love was written for her, and he wanted to produce the whole album, and they only wanted him to do one song. So because he couldn't do the whole album, he was like, I don't want to do it. And Sucker for Love became my song, and he ended up telling Iris Gordy, he was like, I want to work with that little girl over there. Rick was like, I can't do your second album because I'm working on Bustin' Out. He was like, you should do it yourself. You're ready. And I was like, no, I'm not. And I went and I had the company call Richard Rudolph, who was married to Minnie Riperton, and we did the second album, and then the third album. By that time, I felt confident to produce and write and arrange my own stuff, and really I've pretty much been doing that all my life. I was going to English class one day, and I had this little transistor radio, and I'm writing about this in my autobiography, and Al Green came on the radio, the first song, I'm So Tired of Being Alone, and it riveted me. But I think it was really the first moment that I really, really realized how important it was to have your own sound. Lady T, Tina Marie, Los Angeles, California.
You've been inside the Artist Lounge on 96.3 HD2, WHUR-World.com.